Hi guys, welcome to the back tee on the 5th hole of the FIDRA course here at Archerfield Golf Links. We're here at the Titleist 718 irons launch, and two irons that I hope not too many of you guys out there are thinking about playing, because I really think these are more for the world's best ball strikers. But it's the 718 MB and CB irons. They look absolutely stunning. Where do they sit within the range? Well, they're, like I say, they're there for the world's best ball strikers. We see players on tour, you know, Adam Scott, Rafa Cabrerra-Bello. We've been catching up with Matthew Southgate, who plays the MBs. It's a really popular iron model on the European tour. I'm not sure how popular it is with your club golfers, but you know, so what have Titleist done? You know, with the 7-1, you know, how have they improved on the 716 MBs and CBs to the 718? Well, we caught up with Steve Pelisek. He is the president of golf clubs for Titleist. He can tell you all about these clubs. Let's take it over to Steve and see what he's got to say about these.
MB is MB. It's a solid piece of very soft metal. We've changed the shapes from time to time. You know, the biggest change was probably a couple generations ago. If you remember the old 680 blade, the MB now is built on the 680 profile. It's beautiful. It's the least forgiving golf club in our range. You know, but if you have speed, if you can provide the speed, and you can provide consistent contact, and the most important thing to you is soft feel and feedback and workability, MB is the #1 played iron on the European Tour. But it's beautiful and it feels good. Again, if you can provide the power and you can provide the consistency of contact, it's maximum feedback.
Absolutely, and the difference with the CB is, I'm guessing that there is just a little bit more technology in there, just to kind of maybe provide a little bit more forgiveness. Is that fair to say?
CB is same profile as MB. We just cut a cavity in it. The cavity will give you a little bit more perimeter weighting. It makes it a little more forgiving too. Still, two very narrow soles. They're players' golf clubs. The CB though is sneaky. We've actually started to put a little tungsten, more than a little tungsten, in CB. We hide it in there because really one of the most important things of CB is that it retains that look of a very sleek forged blade. So the new CB actually has surprising forgiveness built into it, both though they are for good players.
Yeah, absolutely. So that rules me out, unfortunately.
Me too.
But no, I mean, I've hit these on the range, and it's really interesting to see, because I think by hitting these clubs, it really does make you appreciate the technology that goes into, you know, like the AP 1s and 3s and AP 2s, because you hit these out the middle, you hit those out the middle, you're going to see something really similar. But the difference in strike, like I was talking about, for me, like an 8 out of 10 on the AP 1 still works really well. An 8 out of 10 hit with these clubs, I'm losing 15 yards, and that's exactly why I can't play them.
And that's almost the way we define forgiveness in an iron, is consistent ball speed. You know, if you mishit it, because irons are so much about precise distance control. To us, forgiveness in an iron should be, if I mishit it, I'm still going to get the same carry distance. So in our terms, AP1 gives you the most of that, MB probably gives you the least of it, but it gives you the softest, most precise feel and feedback.
Yeah, well, I don't want to put anyone off from buying these, but what I would say is, if you can go for a fitting, and you can look at the numbers in the TrackMan, and if your fitter and TrackMan and along with your feelings, if you can make a case for using these, then, you know, good luck to you.
There's a reason they're in the line, James. You know, there's still a lot of players who that's what they want. And we think MB is the best one-piece forging in the game, and we think CB is a fantastic big brother to it.
You do have to be precise with these clubs. You do have to try and find the middle, but sometimes that can be quite a good thing. If you're looking to improve, you don't want to get sloppy with these really helpful irons and just think, well, it doesn't really matter where I hit on the face, it's going to work. They do focus the mind, and I guess that's you know, can be a good thing for those guys that are looking to get the handicaps down.
100%. There's no doubt MB and CB will give you the most feedback. If you mishit them, they're going to tell you. But if you're a strong enough player, you'll get the most workability and the most feedback from these two irons.
Okay, so thanks very much for that, Steve, just giving us a little bit more details on the new 718 MB and CB irons. Like I say, these really are your your players' clubs. I don't really see why anyone other than a tour player would be using these clubs. You know, because say when you've got your Jordan Spieth and other players using your AP2s, you know, why is a handicap golfer gonna move to something that's effectively less forgiving and more difficult to hit? But I think it's worth saying that these clubs are really stylish. You know, the shelf appeal is there. They look stunning. They are your sort of classical, you know, players clubs. Your MBs, like your classic blade, and your CB's got a very similar look at address, but it has just got a little bit more helpful technology with if it's more of its sort of cavity back style design. You know, they're interesting clubs. You know, we did a session with Matt Southgate, European Tour player on the range, who plays the MBs. And he said that he switched straight from the 716 MBs straight into the 718 MBs, not because they went further, not because they were more forgiving, because they actually went the exact same numbers as previous clubs. And he said, he just really said he just wanted a new shiny set of golf clubs. And you know, who's going to be begrudging that? He's a tour player, you know, he's a Titleist staff player. Why wouldn't he want those clubs? So, all about looks and feel with the MB and the CB. If you want helpful technology, you know, look to your APs, AP2, AP1, AP3. So yeah, these are just, I think they're just for tour players really. But if you want to give them a go, good luck to you. I had a hit with them, and the difference on the miss hits is so big. You know, the carry for me, I was losing like 20 yards on a sort of 8 out of 10 hit, you know, compared to like the AP1, for example. But you know, let us know if you want to give these clubs a go. If you're a club golfer but you just like to look at a blade and you've always played a blade, you know, I don't begrudge anyone for doing that. I'll be really interested to hear from you, so please post a comment below. If you have any questions about these, about the SRPs, the specs, the shafts, anything at all, please post them below as well. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. But thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.